Hello, my beautiful Taurus family. Hello, hello. Welcome in. If you're new, welcome back. If you've been here before, I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Today, we are doing a reading for Taurus, as you know. Excuse me. You've already seen the title, and I haven't. So I am going to reveal this as I go along. I have already pulled your oracle cards from the Soul's Journey lesson cards by James Van Praagh. Typically, it's one. But when I was shuffling the deck, one flew out right side up and one flew out upside down. So we're going to take a look at those cards. Please do remember this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates for you and leave the rest. I also want to say a big thank you to all of you who have subscribed and to all of you who take the time to view my videos and give me comments, and it just really keeps me going as a still small channel but growing every single week. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. Please give the video a like because that does help it to move around YouTube. Okay, so the card that flew out right side up was Death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So it doesn't necessarily mean the end of life. It just means the end of something. Like in the tarot, the Death card is Scorpio, but it's also a transformation, transmutation, right? The end of a certain way of doing things. Now, this can be endings of jobs, endings of relationships, endings of friendships. And I have told stories many times, so I'm sorry if you've heard this before, but there have been times when I had to end a friendship because sometimes people become too dependent on you, especially I'm a Sagittarius. I am very empathetic. I can feel people's pain. And I always want to help and fix things. So sometimes I have been in, friendships where I'm doing that, but the person doesn't even want to change, And so I end up getting dragged down into the negativity. So sometimes I had to end that, right? There have been times when I knew that I should leave a job. I could feel it. And when you're working full time, it's really hard to have time to look for a new job. And I just kept thinking that things would change until finally the universe's way and my guide's way of getting me out of there was to get me fired. So, that was definitely an ending. But what happened after that? Things got better, right? I went back to college, got a different degree, felt so much better about myself because I was out of the negative environment that I was in. So, yeah, endings are just beginnings. And the second card that came out, Peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. I mean, these two cards together, right? So when something goes out of your life for whatever reason, trying to get the glare off these. When something goes out of your life for whatever reason, you need to be able to release any negative thoughts you have about that because you're a being of love. It's so hard to understand lessons and challenges when we're in the middle of those. Of course, it's not like I lost that job and was rejoicing. No, I was depressed. I cried. I was worried. I was afraid. I was a single mom at the time. So it was difficult. The thing that got me through it happened right after my income tax return came in, and I hadn't done anything with it yet. So that gave me a little bit of time to figure out what to do. Oh my gosh. Getting through that was so difficult, but it led me to something more beautiful and different and better for my soul. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going on and on. But I had to make peace with it. It did take me a while, but I made peace with it. And once I was able to let that go, let the anger go, then, the peace came in. Okay, So now what we're going to do, I'm going to face the camera down to the cards as I shuffle the tarot portion of this, so you can see that part. And we will see what other messages Spirit has for you, my beautiful Taurians. Okay, here we are. You can see your animal oracle there is the coyote. We will get to that after we do the tarot portion of this. I really hope you're all doing well. Please leave a comment and let me know where you're viewing from. I love, love, love comments. Here in Maine, we're in for a few cloudy days. It was a little sunny yesterday in the late afternoon. The day before that, we had a lot of sun, but we've also had some downpours. But, you know, it's spring. We need the rain. The flowers and trees and grass, if they're going to grow, they need rain. The Chariot, Cancer energy. Wow. The Star, Aquarius energy. Two major arcanas right off the bat here, Taurus. Yeah, I would just love to know all about my subscribers because I'm a very social person as a Sagittarius. I love to talk. I love conversations. I have said before that I would get on a Zoom call with anybody who wants to. And I've met a couple of friends that way. Just, you know, getting on a Zoom call and talking about all things metaphysical just for the fun of it. So if anyone is interested, I would be more than happy to do that. Okay, then you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, that is hard work, something you've really been focusing on. Two of Pentacles, that's choice and balance. Two of Pentacles is often more about the balancing than the choice, but it can be either. Twos are, you know, choice, balance. Pentacles, things in the physical, you know, your job, your home, and then the Two of Swords. Okay, Taurus, what's going on? We have had a lot of readings this go-around for many signs about choice and change. It seems to have been a theme. And, you know, if you remember, we're all connected. We are one big collective. So a lot of times it'll be similar themes when I do, you know, readings. So each sign will, or a lot of the signs will have some of the same messages coming out. It may not be the exact same cards, but it will be the same message. Oh, boy. What is that? The Ace of Cups. Sometimes, I've said this before, sometimes I get really mesmerized at the imagery on these cards because they are so beautiful. It's the Journey to Oz and Wonderland deck. This is what it looks like on the back. And I got it, my daughter and granddaughter gave it to me for Mother's Day a couple of years ago. I've only seen one other reader on YouTube, anyway, that I follow that has this deck, and I'm pretty sure it's Mel, the Intuitive Soul Coach, who also uses this deck. So your first card out was the Chariot. The flying monkeys are the Chariot in this. So the Chariot, as I said, is Cancer energy. That's water energy. That's flow. That's loving. That's nurturing, right? Cancers are very family oriented. I'm trying to get it so you can see the Chariot, but they're outlined in gold, and sometimes it's just the lighting doesn't really let you see it. Anyway, so this is a card number 7. 7's a reflection. Chariot is victory, but it's a victory that comes with a choice or a decision that has to be made. Look at little Toto. So, victory with a choice that needs to be made. So typically in the Chariot, it's a chariot that doesn't have any reins. It's a chariot that's going two different ways. But in this, it's just the flying monkeys. Their victory was being able to capture Toto, right? I'm trying to figure out what those two things are down there. Oh, it's some sort of soldiers. There's two soldiers. And yeah, I never actually, I guess, took the time to look at it because this is so prominent. But this soldier is facing this way and this soldier is pointing that way. So again, this is alluding to the choice that needs to be made. So Yeah, victory, but with a choice. So there's something that you will be victorious over, or you will overcome, or you will complete, but then you have to make a choice about where you're going next, how you're moving on. And remember your death and peace cards, right? Something is going to come to an end, so it's going to come to a close. So the chariot is victory with a choice, and the star, Aquarius energy here, right? Intelligent, thoughtful, talkative, but can be cutting like a sword, right? Aquarians can be cold. But the star card is hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled. And this is Glinda the Good Witch, my favorite character in The Wizard of Oz, which is my favorite movie. So the star card tells you that your hopes, dreams, and wishes will be fulfilled. And it can be after you make peace with whatever the completion or loss is. So because we have that chariot card, maybe it's not like a death or a that you're changing something. What I'm hearing and feeling is it could be that you're completing something. It's like sometimes you're watching like I don't know, a series on TV and you don't want it to end because it's so good. So sometimes it's like, I was like that with The Closer. Oh my God, I love that. I've watched the series 3 times and it's old. I think, is it from 2011? I don't know, but I just finished, or I have a couple more episodes for my third go round watching it because I like it so much. So sometimes it's just something that comes to an end and we feel a little bit of, I wish that didn't end. Oh, I wish it could go on. Vacations, things like that. So death doesn't, as I said already, have to be I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings, right? The end of a vacation is the beginning of, I don't know, working on a new project. The end of one project is the beginning of a new project, like that. Thank you, Spirit. Then we have the Eight of Wands. It's a very different look in this deck, right? So the Eight of Wands is very fast moving energy, right? Very focused and fast moving. The Eight of Wands hits the target, hits the mark, hits the bullseye. You got it done. So this goes right along with the Chariot, your victory, the Star, hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled, the Eight of Wands, getting to where your target is. Look at all the birds in this card, right? So think about your gut feelings, any messages you feel coming through while you're meditating, excuse me, messages that may be coming through from your ancestors. I mean, this card is so beautiful. All the pink, like cherry blossoms or apple blossoms there. Now, the other thing I want you to notice about this card is one train is way ahead of the other. And it's always funny to me that they put the steam locomotive ahead of the electric or faster train here, right? So some of you, it could be, or you could be getting to your goal slower than you think, but you're going to get there, right? Wands are very fast-moving energy, but sometimes we are so impatient about getting something done or closing something up that we don't realize, oh, wow, that actually didn't take that long if I look at the whole picture, right? So Eight of Wands, right? Action, passion, something you're passionate about. You're hitting the bullseye. You're hitting the mark. You're getting it done. And then you have this Two of Pentacles. So one pentacle on either side of that mushroom. One side of the mushroom is all white. The other side is red with little white dots. Pentacles are things in the material, right? Your money, your home, your car, your job, your time, your energy, your effort. This is definitely a choice. You have a choice about where you spend your time, where you spend your money, right? Where you use your energy, what you focus on. And then right after that is the Two of Swords. The Cheshire Cat up in the tree with that smile like I know something that you don't. Because the Two of Swords are words, conversations, could be phone calls, text messages, emails, whatever, letters, mail, anything. But again, it's a choice, right? And typically the Two of Swords is blindfolded and she can't see the choice, right? So here you have these two choice cards. Jeepers, Lisa, get it in there. Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Choice, choice, choice. And what did we say? The Chariot has a choice. After you have the, the victory, after you complete something, right? Then you have a choice. You have 3 cards that indicate a choice. You have 3 cards that indicate a victory, a completion. You have the Death card, which is an ending and then a beginning. You have making peace because you're a being of love, letting go of any negative energy. And boom, Ace of Cups. Drink me. I think this is the thing that made Alice get small so she could go through the door. All right. So the Ace of Cups is seeing things in a different perspective. I love that they thought of using this because if Alice was small, things are going to look a lot different than they did when she was a normal size girl, right? So aces are opportunities. They are new beginnings, but they call on you to see something differently. Look at it differently. Look at it from a different point of view, right? So the Ace of Cups is similar energy to the Hanging Man. So there's something you need to see differently. So 3 victory cards and 3 choice cards, a new opportunity, but it's going to call on you to see it a little differently. Tauruses, this is such a cool reading. And then your animal oracle, Coyote, revealer of truth. Oh, I love it. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Yeah, so reflecting on things, making sure that you're learning. And maybe the lesson is not to be negative about something that ended, right? That could be it. Those are the oracle messages that started this all off. So, revealer of truth, yeah. And the truth is, no matter how things are, we need to be able to find some joy in some part of what's going on. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, I hope that you've enjoyed this message. Would love a comment on what is the thing that you're finishing up and what are the choices that you have, or what is the choice that you made? What was the opportunity that you had to see in a different way in order to take it and make it work? Remember, peace, okay? Let go of negativity. All right. Go out and make it a great one. Until next time, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.